It wasn't even Katie.
What is going on, guys? Neil here. Did DICE make a mistake going from Premium Pass to a live service? That is the question that I am asking today, and I'd really like to get your guys' feedback on the matter. For those unclear on these terms, let's start by defining them. A Premium Pass model requires a pay-to-play real-world money in exchange for promised upcoming or released DLC content. So the previous Battlefield games in the franchise have worked on this method. Basically, you pay usually around 40 bucks Canadian, and you'll get access to all the DLC that comes, whether it's already released or it is still upcoming, depending on when you get into the game. For a live service model, all DLC is free. Every map, weapon, vehicle, and gadget are accessible with the purchase of the game. That's the main difference, the $40 fee for Premium Pass or free access with the live service. Now in Battlefield terms, there haven't been many maps added yet to Battlefield 5, but there are more maps being added than months remaining to end 2019. Weapons have been added at a decent rate, and this game, Battlefield 5, is the only one in the franchise to use the live service model. In previous Battlefields, content drops were done in large chunks. 4 to 6 maps, tons of new weapons, vehicles, etc., all on the release date for that specific DLC. Then there would be nothing new for the next 3 to 6 months when the next DLC, it eventually dropped. And usually it was closer to 3 than 6. Battlefield 1, there were some delays. We won't get into that. It's my opinion that when the Battlefield community called for an end to Premium, citing reasons such as it splits the player base, the way it does that is the community, you need to pay for DLC maps, so they had to create different servers, some with just base maps and some with DLC maps. And there's also changing gaming ecosystem that no longer really looks favorably on logging content behind these paywalls. I believe the community, by and large, wanted to maintain massive DLC drops as the franchise had in the past. This obviously is not what DICE envisioned, looking at Battlefield 5's roadmaps. They want a constant trickle of content rather than the huge drops. Should that be unexpected? Did the community have any reason to really expect different? I'm going to say no, and I'll try to explain why I think that. One of the most successful live service games going is Rainbow Six Siege. This game, like Battlefield 5, was heavily criticized for its bugs and lack of content in its early life. But a strong community relationship and live service has helped it to not just survive, but thrive. Yet Siege's content drops are similarly small. Once a season, which lasts 3 months, we get 2 new operators and 1 either new or reworked map. Compare that to Battlefield 5, which is constantly adding new weapons and is promising a new map per month till the end of 2019. New factions, weapons, gadgets, and vehicles are coming in a larger drop this fall with the addition of the Pacific Theater. Also, Siege is similarly known for every patch adding new bugs, like Battlefield 5 is currently experiencing. So, perhaps the 2 to 3 week update patches should be pushed further back to monthly patches like they were with Battlefield 1, in hopes that the additional testing will eliminate the issues we are currently dealing with. Now, if you're not familiar, there's been stability issues, there's been loading issues, invisible players, there's been a ton of bugs since the new chapter was dropped, and the hotfix, which came out to fix it, did not actually do that. So if they had an extra week or 2, the theory being that maybe that would be enough to actually prevent these bugs from happening, because in previous games like Battlefield 1, the monthly updates by and large eliminated any major bugs. There was still minor stuff, but nothing so game-breaking as we are currently experiencing. So to me it seems like the amount of content we get, whether it's Premium Pass or live service, will be fairly similar, and I say that remembering that DICE had a lot of work to get this game up to the launch state before they could focus on the DLC content. So Basically, it's comparing the current roadmap to the Premium Pass history. Now, I think that if this game had Premium Pass, it still would have taken a number of months before we saw any DLC content, just because this game, it was far behind. It wasn't at a good state at launch, and it took them a while to get there. Now, it's possible that the current roadmap we have is an abnormal amount of content coming via the live service, and maybe when 2020 comes around, it will trickle off. Only time will tell, but right now, we can only go off what we currently have, and either method looks viable. Given that, and with the hope the current roadmap is representative of DICE's commitment to the live service, I don't really see why anyone would want Premium Pass over it. It's an additional cost, splits the player base, and there's no guarantee that maps or new content will be to our liking. You know, the content theoretically would be exactly the same, whether it comes via live service or Premium Pass. So I don't really see any quality argument regardless of which method you go with. But again, this is all just my opinion. I'd really like to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. Am I just way off base on this? Am I out of touch? Or am I on the nose? Let me know. As always, guys, thank you so much for your time and support. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you dislike, give it a thumbs down. Sub and tap the bell icon to get notifications when there is more content. And thanks again, guys. I will see you next time.
I was way back in A when everybody was pushing.
I'm still not really pushing, I'm just overlooking.